Kenai had been transformed into a bear. Hello, it's Taylor here today with Magic, and for today's video, it's another video request by William Harding, so thank you. He has requested that I should read the Brother Bear book, and this book was came out in 2003, so I hope you'll enjoy. This may take up to 4 weeks or 5, but I think it'll just take up to 4 weeks, but we'll see how we go with it. So let's get started. I'll leave William Harding's channel name right here, and I'll also leave it in the description down below for you all as well. Here's what the first page looks like. Once upon a time there were 3 brothers. Their names were Kenai, Denahi, and Sika. They were members of the unit and insistent and proud people who lived in the far north of America. For centuries, the unit lived and played under the sun and the stars, dancing, singing, and telling stories together around great blazing campfires. One day, Sika and Denahi were fishing for salmon in the river. Suddenly, an enormous woolly mammoth appeared and tore straight through their net. On the mammoth's back was their young brother Kenai, who the whole village was excited about the special ceremony that was to take place. Here's the next page. Kenai was to receive his spirit totem. I'd probably get saber-toothed tiger for bravery or strength or greatness, he boosted. Tonight, a wise village elder addressed the tribe. When each of us comes of age, the great spirits reveal to us a gift to discover within ourselves. Slowly, Tinana unwrapped a small object and handed it to Kenai. He looked down and saw a small carved bear. His spirit totem was love. Tenai was pointed to the ancestors' hands prints on the cave wall. When you understand that love changes everything, you will place your mark next to those of our ancestors and be seen as a man. Here's the next page. Kenai was very disappointed. Sika's totem was guidance, while Denahi's was wisdom. Why couldn't he get such an impressive totem? To make matters worse, Denahi gave him a worth of flowers. Now when you skip around loving everybody, you'll smell so sweet, Denahi teased. Sika, the oldest brother, offered Kenai some serious advice. Just because his totem is wisdom doesn't mean he's wise. I mean, look at him. Denahi pranced around tossing flowers, then tread on a dog's tail, and bumped into some giggling girls, village girls. Remember, it's about discovering your gift, Sika added. Here's the next page. Returning to the salmon catch that Kenai and had been told to ensure the brothers found their entire basket of fish was gone. A bear had stolen everything. Denahi turned on Kenai, blaming him for the loss and calling him irresponsible. Tragic, Kenai shouted, "Denahi!" Sika tried to calm everyone down, but Denahi continued to saying, rather than listen to his brothers ensure him, Kenai collected his spear and set off in search of the lost basket. Here's the next page. The two older boys set off after their little brother, calling out as they went. Suddenly Kenai let out a scream as he fell from a cliff top onto a ledge below. Sika and Denahi raced in Kenai's direction. Kenai's looked turned to honor as Sika dropped onto the ledge beside him. Sika, no! You got to get out of there. There's a bear behind you, shouted Kenai. And Sika spun around to see a huge grizzly bear looming over him on its hind legs. Just as he seemed doomed, a rock came from nowhere and hit the bear's head. It was Denahi, distracting the bear by calling out, "Hey bear, come on, over here." Here's what the next page looks like. A bear followed Denahi onto a huge geyser and hit him with its paw. Denahi fell through a hole in the ice, just holding on with his spear. Kenai tried to save Denahi, while Sika kept the bear at bay with his own spear. But the bear hit Sika to then rushed at Kenai and Denahi. With a mighty lunge, Sika rammed his spear into the ice and cracked off a huge piece. The ice chunk crashed into the water below, taking the bear and Sika with it. Kenai and Denahi looked down into the water. Suddenly, the bear surfaced, climbing ashore, and disappeared into the woods. But Sika never reappeared. Here's the next page. That night, Kenai and Denahi returned to the village with the tragic news. The villagers watched as Tina placed Sika's belongings, including his spear and headdress, onto the funnel prey. Afterwards, Kenai approached Denahi, sorry. You ready? We're going after the bear, he said. Killing that bear won't make you a man, Denahi replied. You really think love has anything to do with being a man? A man wouldn't just sit here and do nothing, said Kenai before throwing his bear totem into the fire and storming off. Nana quickly received it, magically unburnt, and quickly placed it in Denahi's hands for safe keeping. Here's the next page. Filled with a maximum of anger and sadness, Kenai set off in search of the monster that killed his brother. Quickly he found the bear's tracks in the earth and followed them into the woods. Lost in thoughts about taking his revenge on the bear, he wasn't paying any attention to his surroundings. Kenai was startled when a huge roar came from directly behind him. It was the bear. Kenai hid in the bushes, then while yelling, he made a sudden lunge for his spear. Startled, the bear ran off, with Kenai in hot pursuit. Here's what the next page looks like. Kenai cornered the bear on a high ridge with steep drops on every side. The bear whistled around in a panic to face Kenai. Frantically, it tried to get to safety, but Kenai blocked its way. Kenai charged. The bear caught his spear in its mouth, and the pair reasoned as the bear charged. Kenai managed to lift his spear towards it. The bear's dying cries echoed through the caverns. Denahi heard the yells and roars. Here's what the next page looks like. On the cliff top, Kenai laid encaged beside the dead bear. All was still. Then something strange began to happen. Huge blends of light beamed down from the sky. Kenai darted around in panic, trying to avoid the swirling lights that now filled the air. Suddenly, a circling of animal spirits burst from the center of the light. There were woolly mammoth, wolves, salmon, moose, birds, deer, and many other creatures swirling over and around him. Then an enormous eagle flew down and landed in front of Kenai. The eagle transformed into Sika. Here's the next page. Kenai followed Sika's gaze over to where the dead bear laid. Suddenly, Kenai found himself caught in a beam of light and lifted into the sky by its magical winged forces. The magical lights disappeared. Lightning gave way to stinging rain. Kenai had been transformed into a bear. So that is part 1 of reading with Brother Bear. So part 2 will be uploaded next week. So stay tuned for that. Thank you all so much for watching. Oh yeah, before I forget that, let me know in the comments down below what your favorite part of this video was. Thank you all so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you on my next video. Bye!